Are you ready? The Cornelia Stephanie Show, Wake Up to Love, your call to action. Join Cornelia as she empowers others to live heaven on earth. Cornelia teaches listeners how to be the authority over yourself, embracing your inner guru. Feel yourself uplifted into limitless expansion, integrating ease and grace in a changing world. This show will cover topics such as unconditional love, your physical body, how to be in extraordinary relationships, create financial and emotional wealth, embracing entrepreneurship in the new earth. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the Cornelia Stephanie Show. It's an honor and a pleasure to be with you. I hope that you're doing well wherever you are in the world when you're listening to this. I wanted to make a brief introduction into the call that you're going to be listening to today. This is something different than I have done before in the past, because normally what you see me doing is you see me bringing guests on the Cornelia Stephanie Show, and we have our show, Living Heaven on Earth, and we're talking about all various subjects that support us in the evolution of becoming the new human here, living heaven on earth. So recently, I, Cornelia Stephanie, was hired by Meena Puri. She hired me and our media company to do a webinar service for a topic that she's really, really passionate about, and that is called the emotional intelligence, healing your inner emotional body from trauma, from betrayal, from abandonment, from any of the triggers that a lot of people are triggered by in the world today. So we put together a series of webinars that you're going to see when you're listening to this call. There's 3 of them. This is so because the reason why I'm asking you to listen to this introduction is because in the video, you're going to see that we're talking about dates like full moon, new moon. We're probably talking about that because we had the full moon, we had the solstice, and because this all happened in June. So we did this webinar series, part 1, part 2, part 3, because it was such a huge success, because the audience really loved it, the people that came to the webinar. We decided to make it available for the public and share it both on Meena's podcast, but also on the KS Media, Cornelia Stephanie Media, Heaven on Earth podcast, because it was so good. So I just want to say that when you're listening to this call, you're going to be hearing full moon, new moon. Those dates have already come and passed, but the information that's being shared is still so powerful and helpful. And we want to share it with you in case it will support you in your emotional healing and awakening the healer within. The other thing to point out about this is that Meena is offering a course that begins in July. And we're going to put everything into the description below. So there's still room for the course. It's we're going to just put the information in the description below so that you can go check it out. But that is still available to you. So we want to thank you so much for listening and for tuning in. Go check out the information and send us a message and let us know what you think. You can respond to the video listening to it on YouTube here as well. Thank you for listening. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for liking, sharing, and subscribing for the show. We appreciate you so much. We wish you a wonderful day. Enjoy the podcast. Take care. Bye-bye. So I'm opening up the webinar, Meena, so we can start saying hi to people.
Hello, everyone.
As they come in. And they can just say hi to us. Hi. So people are joining. So type into the chat, everyone, your name, where you're from. Say hi to Meena. Say hi to Cornelia. Say hi to our beautiful emotional collective group that's here for this final series in this master class.
Yeah, we've got 9 people.
Yeah. And so we have a few people. So what have you been up to this morning, Meena, getting ready for this class today?
Getting ready. You know what? It just there was. I mean, it's living it. It's living the teachings, and it was new moon. I did feel I had an appointment at 11 o'clock that got rescheduled. So I thought, oh, it's this time for, like, I just took that time for myself to reset and just to slow down and clear and cleanse. I love doing that. I love little rituals that the astrology provides, the opportunities.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons why using astrology as a tool to help us, use the planetary alignments for our success, for our intention setting, for our resets, for our new moons or our waxing moons or, full moons releasing, right?
Yeah, and it's really the Cancer is water. Moon loves water. Moon is about water. So moon sheds light on our subconscious, which is like a watery component, allowing
And it's emotion.
it's emotion. Water is emotion because that we should connect the two really strongly because water flows. When you hold water, like say in a pond, if the water is still and stale, what happens? It stinks. Same thing when we hold our emotions. They stink in the sense that they get distorted. A little bit of annoyance turns into a rage over time when we don't address it. A little nuance that we didn't like, it gets into this huge disappointment and lack of self-esteem and all kinds of things because the mind puts a layer over it and it keeps putting another layer, another layer, another layer to get away from the true emotion that we are feeling. So by the time they are expressed involuntarily out of the blue and they're distorted. We don't know what happened. So that's why emotions are so important on a daily basis to tune into. How are you feeling? How are you feeling? I go for a walk in the morning and without the cell phone many times because I just want to check in with myself. How am I feeling? Just, if there's any little leftover from yesterday or any nuance or anything, then it's a time to just softly look at it and acknowledge it and then heal it. So
Meena, I want to open up the webinar. We are now at the top of the hour,
okay.
12 noon Pacific time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We
Okay.
want to welcome everyone here to Emotions of Intelligence webinar part 3 that we have been bringing you for the last 2 weeks. This is our 3rd week now. And this is part 3. And so we're so delighted that you're here. Those of you that are just new, that are coming to this webinar for the first time, feel free to type into the chat here your name and where you're from. Let us know where you're from. And also, when you're listening to the webinar today, to this presentation, that maybe you will have a question. And at the end of this webinar here today, we're going to present some of the questions for Meena to ask, and maybe she'll answer your questions. So, feel free to chime in now and let us know where you're from here in the chat. And while you're doing that, everyone, I'm going to open up this call today and introduce you to our beautiful, beloved Meena Puri, who is an enlightened master, an enlightened spiritual master. And Meena is coming to us right now from Canada. She lives in Canada currently, and she developed the Ayurvedic, she's the founder of the Ayurvedic Healing Center.com. So if you haven't checked that out, go check it out, Ayurvedic Healing Center.com. She is the author of international best-selling author of Heal Your Relationship with Food, and also her newest book, Wake Up and Heal, everyone, that you can now find also on her website and then also on Amazon. Meena is helping people all over the world heal using the power of their emotions and also their spiritual wisdom. So, welcome to today's webinar, Meena. It's so wonderful to have you here.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Cornelia, for this introduction. I am humbled, and I just want to say hello and happy new moon to all of those people who are joining. So yes, we have created quite a momentum and a stir, and it is so timely because our emotional world, the world or the circumstances have allowed our emotions to be revealed. So it's really right within we can access our emotions because so much of our emotions are stirred up. So what a great thing, what an opportunity for us to really access our emotions and understand how to use their intelligence to grow, to evolve, and to ascend into the fifth dimensional being. And really all that means that we can be done with the pain and suffering. We don't have to, we can be happy, we can be free from these emotions of overwhelm, anxiety, anguish, anger, and all of these darker energies that have affected humanity for decades and centuries.
So, Meena, would you let's say hi to some of the people? So we have Bridget Collins from Harrisburg,
Arkansas. Hi, Bridget, and hi, Phil.
Phil from Washington State.
He's from Washington State. Hi, Phil. Good to see you. And Licia from North Texas.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for being here.
Yes, we appreciate you.
Yes, absolutely.
So, Meena, one of the things, that I've been discovering recently, I know this wasn't on our thing to talk about today, but I thought it was a really timely subject because this seems to be coming up all over the place in relationships where people are emotionally triggered again by maybe something that is happening in their relationship. And I'm finding that people are saying that this is something from their childhood that is coming up, emotional triggers that are coming up from their childhood. And so, can you talk to us a little bit today about the oldest, emotions that are coming up from our childhood now to be healed and to be cleared?
Yes, absolutely. And that's how, that's how our subconscious works. So as I mentioned in one of the webinars, that there's no other way to access our subconscious than our triggers. And thank God for our relationships, our close relationships, those people that we are really close to trigger us. How dare they, right? So remember, relationships are a mirror. What are they mirroring? They're mirroring especially that what we are not willing to acknowledge within ourselves. So really it's an opportunity, right? So by ourselves, we're like, yeah, I'm okay. Like, I'm really okay. I'm perfect. And I don't have a problem until you are in a relationship relating to people, especially close, intimate relationships, especially relationships with family members, because, got to watch out for those people. They really know us. And so it's an opportunity for us to heal. So what happens is anytime, so trauma is, the overall word that we use for all the experiences that we did not know what to do with. They are sitting there undigested. So when we grow up in an environment that is emotionally charged, environment that is unsafe, what happens is that our psyche becomes habituated. So even when the threat is no longer there, we are continuously looking over our shoulder. We're waiting for the other shoe to drop. We are waiting for a catastrophe to happen. And what actually happens, these things do happen, but we create them because we want to create what we are comfortable with. Pain can be very comfortable because it's familiar. We know how to do that. So any times when that happens in relationships where, calm, everything is going fine, and all of a sudden something blows up, someone blows up. And, are they recreating it is a question. Am I recreating it? Am I habituated? Am I addicted to chaos, crisis, and conflict? And we create it in the most discrete ways, which is known to us. We pick the partners that are going to stimulate that. We pick a situation we enter into a situation knowing that it is going to stimulate us, because subconsciously we're actually wanting that. This constant stimulation, emotional stimulation, it's manifold. One of the reasons we do that is we want to feel alive. We want to feel we matter. It's like a distorted sense of getting a sense of self. Like, am I alive? Like, let me pinch myself. So if I'm not constantly busy, if I'm not complaining about something, if I'm not in a conflict with somebody, then what's happening? Like, am I living? We don't know how to just be. We forget that we're actually just supposed to be at peace and calm and joyfully carrying on with our life. Is because we live in a world that's continuously stimulating. When you look at the news, look at the sensationalism that creates. Look at the shows, relationship shows that are going on TV, and that's feeding our psyche. It's like that conflict, this conflict, or whether an affair, we sensationalize everything. So our psyche gets habituated. I think to some extent, we may know that we do get emotionally addicted. What we don't understand and not yet know, perhaps, that actually it's our body that also gets addicted. So pay attention to, tune into when there is a negative emotion going on. We are so wrapped up in the emotion of it that we forget the impact on the body. It's kind of like when we are so caught up in what's going on with us, we forget there's someone next to us sitting, that they're absorbing our energy. Even your pets would absorb your energy. So the body absorbs the energy. And how does the body react to that? By inner contraction, by inner collapse, the sunken posture, the change in our breath. So many times what I've noticed in my practice, that for men, this constant state of alarm and trying to prove themselves, it causes that inner contraction. Where it's really impacting is our central nervous system. And for men, it shows up in low back pain, right? All the time, I see that over and over again. For women, it's more than just low back pain. It comes in their chest, in their heart, because women are very heart-centered. Many times it's in their knees, like they can't stand on their own 2 feet. So we forget that if we continue on this way of living, our mind and body both get habituated to an alarmed state. One feeds the next. We don't know where it came from. And then before we know it, we are in that downward spiral. So that's what I call is we are addicted to emotions. Does that make sense?
Oh yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah.
And we just keep
cycling.
Yeah, we keep cycling. And so can we truly heal from all childhood trauma?
Absolutely. Absolutely, 100%. We do not come here healed. We come here to heal. This human life is an opportunity to heal all that we have neglected in the prior lifetimes. So I mentioned that when we talk about emotions and thoughts, these are all energy. We are physical being, we are non-physical being. Everything non-physical is energy. Energy does not begin when we take birth into this life. Energy does not end when we leave the body. Energy goes on forever. So it's the energies that we get into our blueprint, and then our life is actually an opportunity. All those energies get pictured out. What I mean by that is they get played out in circumstances, in relationships, So now maybe this time we can see it for what it is to heal it. But we don't know that. We think, oh my God, here it is me again. I am just doomed. Life just sucks. We get caught in that. So it's really important to know that anytime when there's a challenge arising, an emotional challenge arising, it is another opportunity, yet another opportunity for us to heal that. Absolutely. You know, I've been doing this work for a lot of years, and I can tell you how many people have walked away living their life. Life now makes sense. They understand, they connect the dots as to how they were, what happened, and how the childhood experiences are connecting them to what they are experiencing in their adult life. It's like a huge awakening for them. And most importantly, give them tools to heal. Why people don't heal, like healing seems like a very noble concept. We being very headstrong, strong in the mind, we intellectualize it. But healing is a transformative experience. It's not about gaining the knowledge. I mean, you can read my book, but it's not going to give you the experience of healing. It's experiential because, like I mentioned, the body is also habituated, but we think it's all emotional. Just like when there's a physical ailment, we get stuck on the body only, not understanding that there is a non-energetic component. The root is in the non-energetic. Same way, when we talk about, this whole mental health awareness that is coming up, we are forgetting that the body is also being affected. So it's not just relationships that are giving you a clue. If you have physical ailments, especially chronic conditions, undiagnosable conditions, like nothing is wrong, but everything is, aches and pains, lethargy, anxiety, the nervous system type disorders, we've got to heal our emotions. What I mean by that is we have to heal the energy, and absolutely 100%. We can heal from anything.
So our childhood traumas are all being brought up to the surface right now with the planetary events that are taking place, things that are challenging us, or our relationships. And it's all coming up to the surface so that we can once and for all finally heal those core woundings from our past. Can you talk a little bit more about what happened when we were children and when we didn't get our emotional needs met, and how does that play out in today's reality?
So we have basic human needs, right? And in a way, our human organism is created so intelligently that when we don't get our needs met, there are all kinds of built-in mechanisms in the body that keep you surviving. So remember, survival is our instinct. We always have to survive. Even the most worst childhood traumas, people somehow are alive and survive. And what happens, they don't remember the trauma. They know certain things. They're trying to connect the dots. It's because their psyche, that's a self-defense mechanism, it totally blocked it out their memory, because to remember it is way too painful, more painful than they are ready to handle. Anytime we're ready to handle it, when you begin the healing work, these traumas show up, right? So it's all in the subconscious. 90% of how we operate today as adults is subconscious. So if we keep on thinking, oh, it's because I don't really know how to do it, I need this expert, or I don't have the knowledge, this is so hard for me, is because the information is within you, yet it is hidden from you. It's at a subconscious level. So we can access that information. And our childhood traumas, the continuous experiences, they accumulate together to create a groove, to create a pattern. To experience something one time is a one-time deal. When we are repeatedly experiencing that, then we get a pattern, then we become kind of autopilot. We are on autopilot. We're always defensive, right? We're always ready to attack. It's like we always have the guns loaded. We don't really listen or have conversation because we think we're getting attacked. So we are ready to put the other person down. We think, I am not good enough. I don't feel good enough. It's because I haven't done good enough things. So we are continuously striving, driving to achieve and to create and to get that recognition and pat on the back, to be known. So we continue to look for everything on the external because we somehow believe that it's in the external. Because why do we think everything is in the external? Look at our caretakers, right? If the abuse happened in the childhood, whether it was criticism about your looks, criticism about your body shape, criticism about your, grades, or the parent just had, substance abuse, and abuse was the only way they knew how to discipline their kids. Abuse was the only way they knew how to manage their emotions because that's what they had learned. Human beings, we are also very habitual beings, right? We learn something, we can live in the worst of circumstances because we adjust our mind accordingly. The mind says, it's like that, it's okay. We talk ourselves out of the reality of things to stay away from pain because it's so painful. So even when the threat is gone, even when we have grown up, so that's why I do the work of inner child work, like grow that little boy or girl, because the threat is no longer there. Hallelujah, we have made it. Assure your child that you are safe, you're okay. Now you can learn how to be like an adult, how to be just present, how to be loving, how to not abandon yourself. So all of us, why we need to do the healing work today? Because something happened before today that we have not addressed. So we need to do that work because if we don't address it, it's like the backpack is so heavy. The psychological bag is so heavy that, we're waking up every day with yesterday's heaviness, with yesterday's memories, with yesterday's conflict. So it's kind of like, when you leave your dishes overnight in the kitchen and you wake up in the morning, you can't start that morning. You know why? You're still cleaning up yesterday's garbage. So you're always reliving the past. You're living in the past. You're continuously cleaning up the past. It becomes so tiresome and exhausting, and there's no forward moving momentum. So people lose hope, inspiration. They feel like they're just stuck in this thing and they're not moving anywhere, because there's no space left for their psyche to bring in the new, to welcome the today, right? So they don't know how to do that. So it's so important. It is so important to heal, you guys. It's not, healing doesn't mean that we have to take decades or years. Start the work. And if you are here today, that's you're ready, you're somehow listening to whatever I'm saying, and you haven't left, and many of you are signing up again and again and again, it's because there's something in here for you. It's resonating for you. So, take that clue to jump in and start doing the work. And stop thinking that, oh, I'll do a little bit here, a little bit there. Life is not a dress rehearsal. We don't have, many of us listening to this are 50 plus. If not now, then when? You've got your dreams waiting on the other side. You've got a happiness and joy and a life that you want to live on the other side. Let's get to the other side. Let's lighten up the load. Let's heal. It's not a big deal. And it's not like, oh my God, I'm traumatized. Guess what? You know what? The human life is traumatizing. Getting out of our mother's birth canal is traumatizing. We get bruised. Right? The traumas happen every day because so many things happen during our day because we don't know what to do with. That's an assault on our system all the time, until we understand how to choose, how to live consciously. So this is a great opportunity, like a reset time. Reset yourself, a new opportunity, start a new life. Let's go ahead and clean out everything that has been cluttering our vision, our clear seeing, our psyche, so we can live the life that we desire to live. It's a human condition. We come here to heal. That's why we're here. If you had nothing to heal, if I had nothing to heal, I would be a little angel fluttering around somewhere, helping all of you guys. But, not yet.
So, Meena, you are encouraging all of us to use our emotions to trust and navigate the currents of our life.
Absolutely.
And what we hear you saying is that in order for us to navigate and use our emotions, we have to clean up our past.
And absolutely. And you know what? I'm not saying it. Suppose I don't say anything to you. What do you think? Every single person knows. Yeah, I got to, like, that thing is really bugging me. That I just, I like this just random stories from clients. I just ate the whole thing of ice cream, and I only wanted to take 2 spoons. I'm like, okay, put down mood and food diary. When you were eating this, what is it that you were feeling? Yeah, inevitably, there's something they're trying to eat their emotions because they're so uncomfortable. We don't like pain. We don't like discomfort. We don't like it. I'm with you. I don't like it either. It's pain in the butt. But you know what's the biggest pain in the butt? To feel this way all day, all night, day in, day out, day in. I'm feeling like this. That's the biggest pain in the butt. And then we can't really live. So I assure you, here's one of the things. It's kind of silly and crazy. We have to feel to heal. I mentioned that a little bit in one of the other webinars, that we are so afraid to feel what we feel. Let that be your new mantra today. Feel to heal. Feel what you feel. It's not about going and telling your friend, hey, I feel this. Do you acknowledge it? Do you agree with me? Do you like it? It's not about to tell somebody who you think has made you feel a certain way. Can you just feel the anger? Can you just get pissed off by yourself in your own space? Can you feel the disappointment? Can you feel the heartache? Can you feel that, the loneliness, the isolation? Can you feel it? Just be it. If you feel anxious, sit there and be anxious. I assure you, take 5 minutes. Everything is going to stay the same except one thing. You're going to feel less of what you are feeling today, what you are feeling to begin with. Our resistance creates it, it makes it more powerful. So feel it. If you feel it, wouldn't that be so simple? I'm anxious. Oh, I'm so anxious. It's nothing to run to fix and take a pill for. There are always exceptions, but you're anxious. Well, go ahead and feel it. Some 20, 30 years ago or 40, I don't even know. The time is going by so fast. Sometimes my clients tell me, the symptoms and da, 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 da. I think I remember feeling this way when I was in college, but I didn't know anything more. I didn't know I was supposed to do anything with it. It was just there. I just lived like that. And then whatever. I didn't give it a name, anxiety. I didn't think that it needed to be, I didn't know anything about it. So, sometimes ignorance can be bliss. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we read too much, we gather too much knowledge and information, and guess what? It's not helping us one bit. It's about transforming. It's about changing. It's about healing. It's about getting to the other side of it. What good are all these books and knowledge if I can't use it? To me, zero value. Zero value. Like you want to feel that. I don't want to keep reading the books. I want to live with the teachings. So it's actually, I'm there. So we don't want to just think, I'm going to read the book, I'm going to listen to the podcast. You're welcome to do all of that. But the transformation happens when you really individualize the work within yourself, when you experience it and you like, aha, I feel totally different.
Giving people permission to feel today. That's what Meena is doing here today. Yeah. And Meena, why don't you talk about what is emotional resilience about?
So emotional resilience, the word came to me, and actually after I looked at it, I said, really, I should have put emotional freedom. here's lies, our conversation. So the word resilience is very kind of popular word. It's like, when you are physically resilient, you can absorb the shock of a fall. You can fall down and you can get back up. You get sick, your immunity is so strong, you come right back up. So it's a very attractive word. And to build resilience is a good thing. But when we talk about emotional resilience, I want to clarify that we don't mistake it for emotional toughness, right? I am resilient. No matter what you do to me, I'm just going to be yoga calm. That's the biggest BS. Okay. Yoga and this pretentious being calm, it's a misconception. So I don't want people to think that, oh, I'm just going to stay calm no matter you keep on doing something to get a rise out of me. I'm going to stay calm, put a lid on because I'm emotionally resilient. No, you know what emotional resilience is? Is actually feel what you feel is to speak up. Is to speak up. And can you handle the conversation? There may be a tiny bit of confrontation, but can you speak up what you feel from your place of truth without any fear or without any expectation that someone is going to laugh at you, someone is going to put you down? Doesn't matter. It does not matter. So emotional resilience is, can you tune into what you are feeling? And if there is an opportunity or environment where you need to express what you're feeling, true feeling, not the pretentious what I should be feeling, can you express that and be totally okay with it? Can you do that without a charge? Can you express your anger without getting angry? Can you express your anxiety without being anxious about what you are in front of, what you're doing? So this is where we mistake. We think to express our emotion, my anger, I have to tell somebody off. Sure, that can feel really good too, but we're after something a little more. So can you say, I'm just so angry at what happened at this, like what's happening with the gun violence in schools and the women's reproductive rights. I am so livid, I don't even have words. That I'm that angry that sometimes my body can't even contain it. So I don't do anything with it. And I know it. And I'm like, you know what, God, come down and help me, like set people straight. But I do trust that when things move to one extreme, patience, right time, we are going to come to the other extreme. Sometimes we have to go deep down into the ditch. Every time I think, aren't we in the ditch yet? But obviously there's deeper ditch to go to, right? So like that makes me livid, but that doesn't mean I blow my top off at somebody who says, well, they shouldn't have reproductive rights. I mean, opinions are opinions. What do I care? But that's not how I feel. That's not my opinion. But again, can you feel what you feel without thinking, the sky is going to cave in? Or catastrophes to happen? Can you say, you know what, I'm really upset. I'm so upset, I can't even talk right now. Thank you, I'll call you tomorrow. Can you do that? That's emotional resilience. And also without attachment, thinking, oh my God, if I'm angry, we have all this conditioning. If I show my anger, people are going to think, wow, you are this yoga or Ayurveda teacher, you get angry. It's like, why? I'm not human. Right? And it's like, and then we are so caught up. We just really need to stay centered. Be true to what you feel, express it to yourself, acknowledge it to yourself, and be okay with it. Then you're going to show up that way with anybody with a different opinion, different whatever. You're going to learn how to take care of yourself. That's called emotional resilience. The emotional resilience, what makes us go to the freedom of it, to free ourselves from that emotion. If I tell you I'm really, really angry at what's happening in the world, I know it, I acknowledge it, but it's not putting it's not driving me crazy. It is not impacting my life in a way where I can't function, but I'm free of it at the same time. because I acknowledge what I feel. When I acknowledge, I am free, because then there's space open for me to trust, for me to pray. When I can't change anything myself, I call upon the higher power and say, please help. We need your help. I don't know what to do. So that's how you feel less and less intense. You look at the whole big picture. That's emotional resilience. It's really emotional freedom.
Perfect, Meena. Let us invite the audience now to type any questions that you have into the chat. Sandra, I see that you have your hand up. We'd love for you to type your question into the chat, and Meena will be happy to address it. The other thing is you have a course that you're inviting people into after this event is over. Do you want to talk a little bit about this, Meena? And I'm going to show you guys where it is. We put the course link into the chat, and it's at the ayurvedichealingcenter.com. And I'm actually going to pull it up on my screen here so that you can see it here. Do you see this, Meena?
I do.
Okay. So do you want to talk to us a little bit about the 6 Steps to Emotional Freedom course that you're offering anyone that wants to go deeper?
Sure. So I'm just going to quickly tell people how to get there. So go to ayurvedichealingcenter.com or click the link. The link will take you directly to the course, but if you're on the website, go under online services, the menu drop down, then go to group workshops and courses. Click that. There's going to give you another menu. I think the first course there is 6 Steps to Emotional Freedom. That's where all of my group courses are housed. So here is a course. So, we've been talking about emotional intelligence for the last 3 weeks. And this is a course, an opportunity for us to really transform the intense emotions that are coming in the way of our living the way we want to live. So this course is on July 19th and 26th, 2.5 hours, may go till 3 hours. So we got, 6 hours, 2 weeks, Tuesdays, 2.5 hours to 3 hours. So I'm going to go through the whole 6A technique that I talk about in the book, but so you can personally embody the teachings. So the way how I teach, I can throw the book at you, but I don't do that. I teach through group work, reflective exercises, meditations. So you get those, the aha moment. So you get the learning and you really embody the learning in your body. And one of the things that happens in this course from teaching prior courses is like, once you start, weeks and weeks later, the course teachings are still working you. They still continue to go deeper and deeper. So this is a great course to begin our healing journey. So this summer we launched this whole emotional intelligence, and we're going to continue to go on. And this is a great course to step in, start your healing journey, and start it today on the new moon day, a great beginning.
So you're offering everyone an early bird discount of $25, the people that pay for the lump sum option, and it's going to come to $270.
Yes, $170 only is the link is the first link. It says 6 Steps to Emotional Freedom course, 270 Canadian dollars. So click that and you are in the course. And then I'm going to also create a Facebook community. I want people to come together and connect with each other because we don't heal in isolation. And you're going to have access to that group. There's a lot of freebies that you get. As you know, that on my website, there's a lot of free information available, free meditations and free download of the books available. So today is a great day. So this is the course. It's a beginner's course, but the beginner's course is what gets us started. And, the healing continues way beyond the course because you continue to digest the teachings at a deeper level. And these teachings help you on an everyday basis. Oh, can I do this? Or what if I do this? I feel better.
You're also giving people that sign up today a free link to your ebook. They're going to get a digital copy of
Yes,
the ebook.
anybody who is actually signed up for the course, and I'm going to send the email all at once. There's a digital copy. I'll send you a code that you can put in. You can get a digital copy of my Wake Up and Heal 6 Steps to Emotional Freedom. That is the accompaniment or the resource for the course.
And you're also giving people this course in payments if they need to.
Yeah, there's 3 payments available. Yes.
You can break down the payments to pay $100 a month, which really is a no-brainer to do this work. Like you said, the work that you do with you together in this, it's going to keep on activating you time after time after time, and it's going to keep on working you. So we invite you to go to the ayurvedichealingcenter.com and let us now go back and take a look and see what some of the
Some
chat.
of the questions, yeah.
Okay, so here's the question. So, hello, what do you do? What to do if I live with parents who did cause me trauma, as I can't heal properly and I don't have financial independence to move out?
That's a tough one, but what you can do is, again, when you take the course, what you can do is develop a practice, a daily practice of inner reflection, and also practice of forgiveness and letting go. And it's not a mental concept. Again, I'm going to do a whole new course on forgiveness, or at least a webinar. And when you change, the circumstances will change. Perhaps that's what you're asked to do, that you're still living with the pain. You're still in confrontation with that which caused you great pain and harm. It's really about a deep, radical acceptance and deep self-love, not to abandon yourself at all. So it's a loaded question, but meditation. And so these are the concepts that you need to work with in order to live through it.
And maybe even take a look at Meena's website and get some of the free tools. The other thing that I can tell you, Noor, is to go to Meena's YouTube channel. She puts out a lot of wisdom YouTube messages pretty much every other day. Soul messages go out. So you might want to check that out, and that might also be helpful as well. So Sandra, it's going to be $295 in US dollars, because
no, it's Canadian actually. Cornelia, yeah, it's Canadian because I'm in Canada. So there's a conversion click button, right?
She wants to know how much it is in US dollars. Do you know by any chance,
Meena? I think if you click, if you just kind of click on that, I can open it up right now and tell you.
Yeah, why don't you?
Less than 240 or something like that. Let me just.
So Sandra, it's about $240 American dollars. So that's how much it's going to come to, about $240. And Sandra, the other thing that you wanted to ask Meena is that you do want to know more about being safe. Your daughter holds you responsible for not keeping her safe enough from her father, even after divorce. Meena,
these are, again, safety. You're going to have to, Sandra, safety you're going to find within you. When you change, the circumstances around you will change. And it's nice for me to say that. That's why you take the course. So you learn some of the insights. So you do the deep inner work to put everything in place so you can navigate this very, highly charged family dynamic. You need support.
All right. Next question is, when you're dealing with people who can only show you the emotion, but will not stop acting out long enough to even listen, how can we encourage the movement to expressing without the acting out? The acting out always makes me walk away.
So it's never about other people. We're not here to fix other people. You just stay true to what you feel. And if you feel walking away is what you need to stay safe, then just simply say, I'm so sorry. I can't respond in intelligent, or I can't respond in a calm way, so I'm going to walk away. And we really need to let go. If we can let go of trying to figure out other people, trying to fix other people, trying to think that other people need to change, we really take so much of our own power back. And we let those people that we are trying to fix or wonder about, we give them their power back.
Yeah.
It's important to understand that in a relationship dynamic, that we really need to stay true to ourselves. So we give opportunity to our people, to our members, to our relationship people, to stay true to themselves. It can't be any other way.
Okay. I want to thank Carol for putting the cost for the course in American dollars. It's $210 is what Carol showed us.
Oh, wow. That's
So,
even.
ladies and gentlemen, there's no reason for you not to sign up for $210 for this incredible course, because look at what you're going to get, all the amazing benefits. So go sign up today, and it's just a no-brainer. I want to get to Gregory's question before we close today. Any tips for giving yourself permission to be angry without feeling guilty and keeping it inside?
So if anger is what you feel, don't try to give reasons as to why you should or why you shouldn't. Many times our emotions, we don't even understand why we feel the way we feel. So it's not about understanding the emotion. It's rather about expressing it. Just feel the anger. If the guilt comes up, feel the guilt too. Get the anger, feel angry about the guilt as well. Just feel what you feel. Don't understand it. You don't always have to connect all the dots. They'll come up. They'll come when you're not so attached on trying to figure it out, and continue to feel that. That's your permission. You are allowed to feel what you feel.
Permission given, Gregory, permission given. So no, Sandra, it's not $200 per segment. It's $210 American dollars for the entire course. So go sign up for it, everybody. We want to thank you so much for coming out and for doing this healing journey together with us. Feel free to, go to Meena's website and look at all the beautiful information that she has there at ayurvedichealingcenter.com. My name's Cornelia Stephanie. Meena, Puri, thank you so much for sharing your gifts, your wisdom with us. Thank you to the audience for being here. Together, we are uplifting the world and making the world a better place. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much, Cornelia. Thank you, everyone, for being here. Be well.
You've been listening to the Cornelia Stephanie Show, Wake Up to Love, your call to action. Tune in each week on Transformation Talk Radio. Cornelia's joy is to engage others in practical ways, showing us how to live in the new earth in harmony with our true nature. For more information on Cornelia and her extraordinary work, or to listen to past shows, go to her website at corneliastephanie.com.